welcome to your deep dive. We're digging into something pretty interesting today. Not your typical stocks and bonds, though.
Right, yeah.
We're talking fame and finances.
Okay, yeah.
Specifically, we're going to be looking at Indian celebrities and their, contributions to the tax system.
Okay, sounds good.
You actually sent this over, this piece from FinShots, and it's about the top celebrity taxpayers in India for FY24.
Yeah.
And it's got me wondering, just how much are these stars actually,
contributing to the national piggy bank.
Yeah, what's the impact,
Yeah. And it's interesting, the article doesn't actually name any names.
Right.
But it gives us this sort of like a sneak peek, right?
Right.
Into the relationship between, being really famous, having a ton of wealth, and then also this idea of social responsibility all playing out in India, which is fascinating.
Yeah. And the article alludes to the fact that these celebrities are making some pretty hefty, big contributions. Big contributions, yeah. So, it makes me wonder, what's the tangible impact if we were to visualize what these, massive sums of money could fund in India?
Yeah.
What are we looking at?
That's such a cool question. We could be talking, on a grand scale, right?
All right.
Public sector initiatives. We could be talking infrastructure. I mean, imagine, right? One celebrity's tax contribution could be hundreds of miles of new roads.
Wow.
Or thousands of classrooms built, that kind of scale.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I never really thought of it like that, quantifying it in that way.
It makes it real.
It does make it real. It's not just this abstract,
Exactly, yeah.
It's not just an abstract number. And I think it's important to know, too, that it's not just about the money itself, right? There's a whole symbolic aspect to this as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Celebrities, they hold such a unique position, I think, especially in Indian society.
Yeah, for sure.
So for them to be,
contributing in this way.
Yeah, it says something,
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially in India, you have this long history of philanthropy,
Right.
of social responsibility, right? It's kind of ingrained in the culture.
It's expected, yeah.
Yeah, that if you have a lot, especially if you're in the public eye, you're expected to give back.
Right.
So when these celebrities make these big contributions, it sparks this whole other conversation,
Right.
about wealth, about, civic duty. It's really interesting.
It reminds me of this one time, I think it was on FinShots, actually.
Okay.
They were explaining compound interest, but they used this really great analogy of a snowball effect.
Okay.
And I feel like that's what they do really well. They take these sometimes drier topics
Yeah.
and they make them really accessible and understandable.
Totally. I mean, that's their whole thing, right? FinShots, making finance, not scary.
Right.
Cutting through the jargon.
Right, exactly.
And I think that article is a perfect example of that, right? I mean,
Yeah.
taxes, not everyone's I'm jumping for joy about taxes.
Yeah, right.
No. But you connect it to this world of Bollywood and cricket stars, and suddenly it's
A
woo!
little more glamorous.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's sneaky,
It is.
You're learning about finance without even realizing it.
Exactly. I love that.
Yeah.
A little bit of financial literacy on the side.
This has been so interesting, though, just even this glimpse, this quick dive into a world that I don't know, at least I don't often think about, the finances of Indian celebrities.
It's a whole other world, right?
It is, and it really highlights how much of an impact just even their finances alone have on, the nation's revenue.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? This whole conversation, it kind of makes you think, beyond the taxes, right?
Right.
What role do celebrities play in the bigger economic picture of a country, right? And not even just India, globally.
Right.
Think about it, the brands they're connected to, the tourism they might inspire, even the way they can, nudge the stock market,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
There's a lot to unpack there, It's definitely worth thinking about.
Yeah, that's a really good point. It's not just as simple as, what we see on the surface.
Exactly.
This has been such an interesting deep dive, so thank you. And thank you to everybody listening. We will see you next time.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.